the things that I definitely enjoy is talking about the people of metal. And really, to be honest with you, actually, I do know the new metal song from Megadeth, or the new song from Megadeth, is actually really cool because it's "Let There Be Shred," and it kind of talks about that a little bit. It reminds me of him growing up when he was really young. At least it seems to me. The way he talks about how he picks up a guitar and starts learning to shred. Basically, "Let There Be Shred" is the name of the actual song. So yeah, it's really cool. Um, and the video is out right now, so you know. So the one I'm waiting for, and I think somebody else I know very well is actually hoping and waiting for the same thing as well, is the new Ride the Lightning. Since Dave Mustaine was a part of that when the album came out, um, I think everybody's going to be kind of a little excited about that. I did get one idea, and I don't know if they'll ever do it for the video. Somehow incorporating their mascot, JD Rattlehead. I think that's how you say it, JD Rattlehead. Anyway, is his name. I'm not sure exactly the initials. Um, but have him go from, well, first of all, Dave singing, getting in the electric chair somehow, and then having it kind of, like blow him up like for lightning for the electric chair, and then turning him into his actual character. I thought that'd be kind of cool. And also, I forgot. Also, there is a documentary from Megadeth, Behind the Mask. So if you haven't got any tickets, they're only like 2 days, I think, for most movie theaters that I know of. It's like a Thursday and a Saturday or something like that at two different times. There's only like one showing per day. So, yeah, you might want to check that out if you haven't checked it out already. I'm kind of hoping they'll have more show times on that because the fact that if there's a lot of people out there that want to know about this, they'll definitely want to go see this movie. I'm not sure what exactly it's behind. It's Behind the Mask. Is what it's called. Hello, everybody. How's it going? So go check that out too, along with the movie, the release of the new album. And I'm pretty sure they probably still have something out there you can buy like CDs or something, or maybe some LPs that are maybe are not quite as fancy as the other ones. Um, that would be really cool. If you get one of those, I mean, the more expensive ones are already gone, sold out. They were like $250 a piece. Um, so yeah, without you know getting too much detail on that, but just and then of course the what do they call that? Can't think of it now. Um, anyway, I'll move on. Anyway, the main point is check out the concert coming up. Also, Testament is touring, which would be awesome to see. Along with hello, how's it going? How are you doing? And we got bucket grab, bucket. Is that what? Okay, bucket grab. Sorry, bucket grab. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of interesting. There was a couple other concerts. Oh, Lamb of God, of course, and Death Angel. I think is still on tour now. The Violent Hour is still on their last two or three shows with Steel Panther. Um, I know there's some more out there. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably know more than I do on some of those, but you never know. Anyway, we're gonna talk about death metal, even though the title does say kind of like new death metal that saved old school, um, old school death metal, or new modern tracks that saved old school death metal. Some of these songs are actually old school. It's kind of I was trying to make it a little bit of a mixture. And some things that got messed up, so I'm just gonna kind of tell you what they are. I'm not gonna worry about the numbers, but I figured I'd let you know. I'll just give you a couple of those on here. Blood Incantation from Starspawn is a sprawling epic of cosmic dread featuring swirling psychedelic guitar leads and cur- echo growls, echoing growls. It's kind of interesting. Let me check something real quick. Like, no, okay, I thought maybe there's something wrong with my thing here. Let's see where we at here. Let me make sure I got the right one here. Um, Number 21. Well, it's not 21. It's supposed to be like 19. Crypt of Ice, from Frozen Soul, which is one of the older school metal bands. So yeah, well, brutally cold, mid-tempo riffs with that hit with a weight of a falling glacier and a crushing rhythmic vocal delivery. Um, Crypt of Ice is sounds like one I think I know I've heard because I know Frozen Soul is a really good band. Rise of the Grave is the undead, packed with a caveman grooves with a relentless, bouncing, staring attacks that demands immediate head banging. There you go. That's what I like. I like something that has some energy and some head banging in there. Wow, that's kind of crazy. It went on the numbers there. How are you guys doing? What's that? Michael McDonald, huh? I don't understand that, but okay. Anyway, moving on. Rise from the Grave. Okay. Elusive Divinity. Skeletal remains a high-speed assault of precision and tremolo picking, whatever, and dive bombing solos that channel the spirit of the early 1990s Florida. I'm not sure what that means. I guess that means that it sounds like an old California style metal band from the 90s, I guess. We got classic. We've got a tough guy here. Okay. I like that one. Oh, okay. From Knocked Loose. Do I like them? Oh, yeah. I've heard some of their stuff before. They're really good. I don't know which albums are all from, no offense. But, I mean, I've heard the albums and I probably, when I'm listening to it, I don't always see which album it's on of some of the songs I've listened to from Knocked Loose and other ones. Plus, there's so many different bands out there, so many different songs. It's hard to keep track of every single thing. Put on Elvis Presley, King of Rock. Oh, there you go. Was he a metalhead? I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting. Play some of his songs as a metal song. That'd be kind of interesting. You know, I never even thought about that, but that would be kind of like a cool twist. Like maybe Megadeth doing, "Love Me Tender" or something like that, or something, or Decapitated doing "Love Me Tender." What do you guys think? I know, right? True, very true, very true. As I said, music is music. I mean, even though this is kind of geared towards metal, the way I see it is even the old school rock and roll is still valid because it kind of pushes into that envelope, Yeah, Dan's, yeah, his covers. Oh, true. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I never thought about that, but you're probably yeah, you're definitely right. But I'm kind of curious about what other bands are would sound like doing that because it's kind of different. I think that'd be kind of awesome. Let's see here, what we got here. Descri- Descript. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm so tired. I'm just kind of effed up right now. I'm just kind of like out of it. Gatekeeper, drenched in a Swedish style HM2 distortion. This track delivers a massive wall of sound and devastatingly heavy breakdown. Yeah, part of it is like didn't get a whole lot of sleep, and I ended up going to see Avatar, the new movie Fire and Ash. If you guys haven't seen it, it's pretty good. I liked it a lot. It was kind of interesting. It's kind of impactful. Um, it's kind of premise like the other stories in a way. It's kind of the same thing. There's certain plots in the story which It's kind of predictable, which, you need something that means not quite predictable, but there are some things that you don't expect at all. You'd hope certain things would change or do better, right? Hmm. Oh yeah, true. Sound of Silence. Um, from whatchamacall. I can't think of the name now. I know who it is. I know who it is. I just can't think of the name off the top of my head. Like I said, I'm still a little because of that. Manor of Infinity forms tomb mold, winding labyrinth, rifts, and wet guttural vocals, creating atmospheric rotting of organic decay. Well, I'm not gonna go with number. Sorry, I forgot about that. They're all screwed up. Funeral hallucinations, mortification, a slow motion descent into hell, featuring the bone chilling melodies and thick, muddy production that feels like drowning. That sounds like an interesting way of making some sounds in the bands. I know, right? Well, yeah, those were really good, really awesome stuff. I mean, there are a lot of covers out there. I mean, even stuff that um, we've never, I've never heard before. Oh, like Tainted Love from Sepultura. They do that. That was freaking awesome. I mean, if they did like an Elvis cover, that would be awesome. I think personally, because they did such a good job with Tainted Love, and then Firestarter is another one. That was like one of my all-time favorites back in the day. Man, one from Prodigy. I love that song. Um, your last breath is Encrot. Necrot, I think is how you say it. Straight to the point, no frills, death metal with a galloping rhythm section and a raw sandpaper vocal snarl. Interesting. Intensely. What was this? I thought the cover of their Shout of Tears for Fears was good. Oh, I think I do. I think I do remember that. Maybe was that Sepultura or was that some other band? I forgot. Yeah, I know "Shout from Tears for Fears" is the song, but who sung it of the cover? Because that is a good song. It is a really good song, even though it's kind of like music that I used to listen to. I don't listen to as much anymore. Oh, okay. Disturb did do that one. Okay. Yeah, they got some interesting covers that they've done. Okay. Their first album. Oh, gotcha. Well, yeah, because a lot of bands I think start off that way. They kind of have to do some covers because they don't have a large repertoire of songs, and they might cover that live. But one thing I will say that bands that are starting off also doing a couple singles here and there to get themselves going, to get the money rolling in a little bit, so they can produce a full album takes a little while. Um, and apparently a lot of people are doing singles all the time, quite a bit. But I think I maybe know why, because not just because production costs, but also to get their song on the charts and get a little higher because they probably get more money, or coverage when people are playing the song. I'm assuming that's probably why they do some of that. I mean, I always thought that not having a full album was kind of lame, because there's one band that did that. They had like three or four songs maybe that they released over a certain length of time, and then they said, "Okay, now we're gonna do a two-part album." I said, "Your most of the stuff was already stuff that you'd already done, so is it considered an album or not?" Yeah, Limp Bizkit is really awesome with that. George Michael on the first album. Yeah, definitely. I remember that one. It's been a while since I've heard that one. Um, yeah, that's crazy. Your last breath. Okay, here. Hold on. Intentional ritual, creeping death. I think I've already done that one. Minstrel envy from Sabagas. It's a Sanabagas. I think it's how you say it. SangI. No, Guisugabogg. So you know how to spell it, just in case I butchered it, which I know I did. Low tune rhythmic triumphing that prioritizes pure physical impact over complexity. A simple, effective, and disgusting. Simple, effective, and disgusting. Don't ask me. Menstrual MV. Oh wait a minute, I already did that one. Number the fourth crusade. The fourth crusade from Bolt Thrower. Bolt Thrower is definitely awesome. I like their music a lot. The gold standard of the tank tread riff, featuring a monumental, unstoppable groove with a war torn atmosphere. Uh, number. Oh, well, I forgot. I'm not gonna do numbers right now. Tow rope around the throat, 200 stab wounds from the. Oh, that's kind of a cool name for a band, I think. Razor sharp production. I don't think I've heard of them. Highlights the technical jagged riffs and some of the most violent rhythmic shifts in modern metal, which is really cool. And you know what? There was something I was going to mention to you guys, and I didn't know about this. The grave is overflowing today. They're counting down. Wait a minute here. Oh, that's something else. I thought I had something. Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, trying to go down through my list and some other notes that I have on my list. I need them separated so that way I can don't lose track. Pulsating swarm. Oh, pulsating swarm. Outer heaven. A disconnect, swirling nightmares of sound, and consistently shifts between grinding speed and suffocating doom. Number three. Oh, sorry. Number. No, I'm not gonna do numbers right now. Swamped in the festering, ex, ex, ex experiment, not experiment, experiment. Uh, Diaburial Rot is the name of the band. Derebral. Just to make sure I didn't f it up. The incredibly low end energy. This song sounds like it was recorded in a sewer. That sounds kind of interesting for a sound, with gurgling vocals and slimy guitar tones. I don't think I've heard this one, but I think I'm gonna have to check. I really need to check some of these out because sometimes I say that I'm gonna do it and I don't do it because I forget to, or I get busy doing stuff. So I really need to do it. Some of these I've found online, so I'm just kind of curious. The Grand Design, Full Fume Mouth is the band. A high energy crossover anthem that features explosive D beats, drumming, and a massive arena sized chorus. Arena sized chorus. Now, is that kind of like whatchamacallit? What was the other thing you just have here? Oh yeah, Led Zeppelin. Yeah, Led Zeppelin's cool. There you go. See this guy. If anybody wants to know their band's first covers, ask this. Who's it? What's the name of your? Let's see. I must keep. I'm the keeper, mind wiping myself of this. Okay, I think I got that right. Your name. Sorry, it's so long and it's so tiny because my screen's so small, which just sucks because I want to do it on my computer screen. It's so much easier. Um, but people like this format, so it's like I'm trying to keep it on there. But now tonight, not so many people are on here. It depends. It varies all the time. Anyway, the Grand Design Fuming Mouth, a high energy crossover anthem that features explosive D beats, drumming, and massive arena sized chorus. I think I did that one. In a grip of winter, Autopsy, a masterclass in sick death metal. There you go, alternating between frantic, messy speed and dragging pain doom sections. There you go. Now this one I have no idea how to. The pedophilic is the name of the band. Endomorphic, I think is how you say ENTA anti mortific maybe ENANTIODROMIA. Dramatic. Clean yet dark. Sorry. Production showcase intricate sweeping guitar harmonics and sophisticated brooding structures. That's kind of cool. Petty carved from flesh. Is Oh my god. These names for these bands are so crazy. Corandum, CurciameNtum, like tum. Grand, Grand and Sinister is the name. Starting of the. I'm gonna start over. Grand and Sinister. This track utilizes dense layers of tremolo and thunderous double kick to create a feeling of ancient evil, which is really cool. I thought maybe there was another question, so I wanted to make sure I didn't, ignore it because you guys are so great when it comes to that. You guys come up with some really awesome stuff to talk about, and we also got some really cool information about covers that we might not know. If you guys didn't know, I knew some, not all of them, so be kind of interesting because, like I said, not everybody knows everything about everything when it comes to music. There's so much stuff out there. Petty card from Flesh. Oh, I already did this one. Okay. Immortal Rights, right? From Morbid Angel, which is awesome. I love their stuff. Defined by his iconic backwards sounding riffs and Trey. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's Azagthotth. Signature chaotic lava like guitar soloing. Now that sounds like it might be cool. I think I have heard this one. I think I love this song. There's so many different Morbid Angel. I've been even trying to find a way of listening to songs from bands I usually listen to, of songs that I never have heard from them, more like the deep cuts. Because I know there's certain bands I used to listen to every single album that they came out with, or at least the songs, the ones that I bought. I listened to every single song, so I know most of the deep cuts on the album. If you guys don't know what a deep cut is, basically songs that are usually not the ones that are pushed out to the general audience as much, so you don't hear them. They're just a part of the album to make up a full 12-song album. You might hear like three or four maybe, and the rest are just deep cuts, basically. Kind of like Korn, they have quite a few deep cuts that they played at this one concert that I actually watched online. That was during the COVID time. So they were doing a live performance in there. It was phenomenal, very awesome. Um, I have no idea how to pronounce this. Something plague, Eviscertion plague. Cannibal Corpse, a relentless clinic of rhythmic precision, featuring monstrous heavy main hook and George Corpse Grinder Fisher's superhuman vocal endurance. Yeah, and it's really cool. And I got to see them live, and they were phenomenal. I even got the Cannibal Corpse shirt. It has this really cool, like red, kind of a green, red tie dye to it. And it's got like these skeletons that are half off the bone kind of thing. It's kind of a mix between flesh and like these corpses that they have a little bit of hair sticking out like this. Not a lot, but it's really cool. Um, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, let's see what we got. I think, let me see if there's any other tour updates. Here we go. Cannibal Corpse. That was one of the bands mentioned. Municipal Waste and Frozen Soul is going to be doing their North American tour 2025. Sorry. Band, I think that might have been already passed. I'm assuming because I saw them, unless they were with some. Well, Frozen Soul wasn't there when I did. I think I saw them with Machine Head, I believe, at the Fillmore, which that's where Lamb of God's going to be going here in town. And band Gatekeeper with 200 stab wounds will be doing its European tour. Um, the Stagabog, that's the one I couldn't pronounce, or I tried spelling, with Cruelty. Vomit Forth, a gore-filled gallery tour is the name of the tour. I'm assuming that's coming up probably. I don't know. It doesn't give me a date. Blood Incantation, Absolute Elsewhere World Tour 2025. Dates to be determined, I guess. So there's no official full dates yet, but it says 2025. TAB. Maybe it's already passed. I don't know. Oh yeah, no, Undeath is another one with Parabolic for the more insane tour in late 2025, which I'm sure that's already over with too. Um, who knows? Let's see if there's any other information. I don't think that's kind of crazy. I don't think that's relevant for what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I guess that's about it. I guess there's not much else I can talk about when it comes to that. So anyway, if you guys got any questions, if you guys want to ask me anything, please feel free to talk and let me know. I'm all ears. I've got 3 people watching. I'm trying to think of so usually I have something to talk about, but this time I just don't have anything to talk about because I usually go through my list and then I mention something about some band or some song that I really care about and really love. I do know I want to see Testament really bad, and that's coming up, so that's a definite must. Lamb of God is another one I haven't seen that I definitely want to see. And with it being at the Fillmore, it's it's a good sized venue. It's not super well. It's bigger than some, but not as big as others. So if you get there early, you get there way ahead of time, you'll be up front, which I'm hoping to do. That'd be awesome. I want to try to stay off to the one side. The reason why is most times the people do the mosh pit are usually kind of like right in the center, and I'm sure that with Lamb of God there definitely will be a mosh pit for sure. And the only reason why is because sometimes when I'm doing videos, I like to do little clips here and there, and stuff that I want to save myself when I see them because it'd be cool to watch them for the very first time and get to record them. And I'm hoping that they play Sepsis, which is one of my. I know a lot of people were kind of questionable about Septis from Lamb of God, but I think it's really good. Actually, if you hear it, Holy Mother Death, do 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 do, Holy Mother Death. I can't do it very well, but yeah, it's really good. I just like the way he does the vocals on it. It's just different, but not everybody will agree with me because I think there's one person that said they thought they didn't like it, and now they're kind of warming up to it. His name's Mike, great guy for metal music. He knows quite a bit about metal, probably more than definitely more than I do for sure. Um, and somebody else I know he likes metal music, but I don't know if he likes that song. I don't. He doesn't listen to a whole lot of Lamb of God, I think, but he would definitely like to go see the concert. But I told him, I was like, well, the seat, he likes to sit down at the concert. So usually they're a little bit more expensive for that, depending on which concert you go to. So it all depends on who's playing this, that, and the other, how much money they can, get from people for tickets. And that's another thing. I'm kind of really kind of get irritated about that because I think that's ridiculous. And whether or not the actual bands get some of this money, I don't know, which really sucks. So anyway, um, if it's through Ticketmaster, more than likely it's going to be expensive. Hold my tickets. The tickets are usually pretty reasonable. So if you get one of those concerts, usually you can't resell them. They do usually do a little hey if just in case you miss the show, we have some insurance for you if you want to cover your costs just in case something happens like you can't make it to the show or whatever. So I always wonder, should I get it? Should I not get it? Most times I do. Like it's like maybe $5-6 extra for the tickets and stuff. So anyway, who knows? All right. Well, hopefully you guys had a very good night tonight. I know I did. Go check out those shows and movies and everything else because yeah, even though that's not really metal, but the Fire and Ash is pretty cool because they have fire. It kind of reminds me of metal. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, it's one of those things. I didn't get to see Respect Talk and also Amber. She hasn't been on here forever. She hasn't even talked to me for a while. Maybe she probably is upset. Anyway, it's hard saying. I hope not. I don't want to upset people because I like people a lot. It's great because I love all you guys out there. And also I forgot to mention before I go, please do me a favor, like and subscribe to the channel, because without you guys, there is no Voice of Metal. There won't be me and me interviewing people later on, because I really want to do this for you guys. And you know, and for me, it's a personal goal, because I got fascinated talking to some of the people and meet and greets before. Um, some of them don't always have meet and greets, and I think it'd be kind of cool to talk to people from metal bands. Certain bands probably will do it for sure. The bigger ones may not do it, but if they do, I would love to have them on. And having a live for, if I can do it live while they're here, I think that'd be great. Because really, to be honest, I mean, it's kind of spontaneity. It's kind of reminds me of a talk show. I mean, that's really what kind of what I'm trying to do with it, I think, because there's a lot of talk shows, and then we can talk about, you know, like a new song, new album that they're coming up with, and then we can talk about themselves a little bit, you know, get to know them personally, because I mean, like, what got them into the metal music scene? That's one of my questions. Like, what actually possessed you, or who inspired you? Was it Elvis? Was it Disturbed? You know, there's or Ozzy Osbourne from Black Sabbath. You never know. Um, and they probably, you know, it's like Metallica. They had influences too. Deep Purple was one I know for a fact. And I think they like some of the other. You know, I think based on what they did on the Garage Days Revisited CDs, there was a lot of influence there. Because if not, they wouldn't have done covers of those songs that they did on that album. I really truly believe that, because um, they had some sort of inspiration, and some of the songs sounded even better than the originals. So What is one that I really like a lot. Devil's Dance, or no, that's one of their songs. Um, I forgot the name of it though. It's something about the devil, but anyway, it's kind of like Sympathy for the Devil from the Stones. Um, Really awesome. And Paul McCartney, like I said before, I'll say it again. He had a great pyrotechnics show, so you guys know. So yeah, it's pretty expensive for those tickets, but they usually do a good job with the show. And also, I found out through the previews that Billie Eilish is actually getting a movie of her own. So if you're a Billie Eilish fan, there you go. I actually like some of her, quite a few of her songs. They're not quite metal, but hey, it's good music. You know, what can I say? I'm always up for good music. Um, it's kind of crazy. So I think it's a documentary maybe about her and her fans kind of intermixing with the two, because I don't know, it's kind of interesting. They showed little short clips of it, so it looks pretty promising. I really do. Now the thing is, I don't know that much about Behind the Mask from Megadeth. That was the one I'm not sure about, and I don't think they've got. I don't know if they had a little bit of a preview, I think, but not a whole lot. So it'd be kind of interesting to find out about that. But anyway, so without since everybody's almost left, I think, unless the numbers are wrong, I'm down to one. Um, I'm gonna say good night to you guys. So I wish you well. Have a good night, sweet dreams to all you guys out there in the metal world out there, and thanks for watching, and thanks again for subscribing. Because without you guys, like I said before, you know, who knows. So don't forget to headbang, like, and subscribe to the Metal Channel, where you get all your metal information. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. I can't wait to talk to somebody. That's my go to. I mean, I can't wait. That's my thing. I want to talk to someone, because I want to just roll off each other. You know what I mean? Talk about this, talk about that, get going. One thing that leads to another. We're talking about who knows what, right? We'll see what happens. I can't wait for that. And then with the 500 subscribers, which we're almost there, we're only got 7 people away. So if you haven't subscribed, do so, please, for the sake of the channel, for the sake of hopefully all the other people that subscribed that were waiting this long and been very loyal and dedicated to me for the last couple of years. I mean that so much. You guys are great. That means the world to me. That means you guys have dedication, and I mean it's awesome. Because I would help anybody out as much as I possibly could. You know, if I can't do it, I'll say so. But you know, if there's something that somebody, if I can do something nice for a band or whatever, even a small band, if you're in a metal band, if you're starting off, let me know. I would love to hear it. I would love to know. Okay, so please do so. Please do that for me. Because without you guys too, without your voice and the voice of metal, you know, it wouldn't be much of a metal world or family or whatever, right? So thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night and see you tomorrow. Take care. That was